Hello. So it's the 1st of February. Everyone keeps talking about how long January is, but I'll be honest, it went so quick for me. I really can't believe we're into the second month of the year already. But we are. So I thought I would get started with a bit of a rough TBR. So this isn't like a fixed set in stone thing, it's just like the ideas of things that are on my radar. I've been very much in a mood reading phase recently and it's suiting me really well. But I do also have some like goals for the next few months that do kind of mean I do need to read a few particular things. So yeah, I'll get on with it. So first off, in terms of new releases that I have pre-ordered, I have got one this month, and that is Radiant Sin by Katee Roberts. So this is the 4th book in the Dark Olympus series. I thought, book 1 in the series I thought was okay, but I have absolutely loved books 2 and 3, so Electric Idol and Wicked Beauty. I've really got on with them really well. So I don't know a massive amount about Radiant Sin, despite being on Katee Roberts' newsletter. And so I get updates about it all the time, but I don't really remember. I know it's an MF romance, and I want to say it's Cassandra, but I don't remember. But I'm looking forward to it, so I'm sure I'll be reading that one as soon as it comes through my letterbox. So yeah. So then, next up, I have got some books out the library at the moment. So my kids and I try to go to the library after school once a week. It's just a nice habit to get into, to get out there, enjoy the books, things like that. So I have got a few books out. So first up, I have got Breath of Fire by, I want to say Amanda Bouchet, but I don't really know how her surname's pronounced, so sorry if I've massacred that. But this is the 2nd book in her Kingmaker series. I think it's Kingmaker, yeah. And so I read A Promise of Fire, also from my library, last year. Kind of this time last year, actually. Really enjoyed it, and then just never really got around to getting the second one. So I reserved this and got that in. So this is a fantasy romance series, but the first 3 books are all about the same couple, I believe. So it kind of develops in there. Book 1 was a lot of fun. I seem to recall there was things about people being tied up to horses and some cool magic stuff going on. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Then we have got another book 2, and that is Check Please. So this is a YA graphic novel about a guy who plays hockey at college. I think college. I mean, I would call it university, but he's in America, so I guess college. And it's quite cute. It's MM in it, but quite casual vibes in the first book. So I've seen people talking about this before, and it sounded quite cool, but when we were at the library 2 weeks ago, I saw that they just had these out on display. So yeah, I borrowed the first one, read it, enjoyed it. Now I've got the second, and it's a graphic novel, so it's nice and cute, nice and easy to read. So that'll be a nice thing to break up anything that feels like words are too much. And speaking of graphic novels, I also reserved the absolute chunk that is Lore Olympus. So anywhere I look where I say like try and find romance graphic novels, this one always comes up. It's a webcomic that has been published in volumes. This is volume 1, and it's a massive hardback. So it's not something I would ever actually buy, which is where borrowing from the library is very handy. So this is, from what I understand, Hades and Persephone, Greek mythology type retellings, and it looks a lot of fun. I'm very excited to get to it. I am just worried about how my wrists are going to hold up to the giant hardback, but hopefully we'll be fine. So then next, one of my unofficial goals is each month to try and read at least one book from my 2022 TBR. So books that I bought last year and haven't got to yet. There's not a huge number, but I just want to keep ticking over on them so that they don't carry on for too long. And then for this month, I've chosen a book which I can't believe I still haven't read, but it is Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding. This book just sounds like everything I should love in a contemporary romance. It's sapphic, it's fake dating, it's all the good stuff. I have heard amazing things about it from all the people that I trust on Bookstagram for their thoughts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I do just have this block with contemporary romance where I have to be in exactly the right mood, otherwise I'm like, not happening. So yeah, hopefully the mood strikes this month, and as soon as the mood strikes for a contemporary romance, this is where I will be heading. So then another thing I do every month is continue some of the super long series that I'm reading. I do have a video with all the series that I'm in the middle of, which you can go check out if you want an idea of just how many there are that I need to finish. So this month I have picked 3 that I would like to prioritise, because they're kind of some of, I guess I call them like my focus series at the moment, where I really wanted to get to them. So the first one is the Guild Hunter series by Nalini Singh, and my next book is Archangel's Prophecy, and this looks like it's back with Raphael and Elena, so back in more like the urban fantasy books, so I'm quite interested for that. See how the world building continues, where the angels are at and where the vampires are at and things like that. So that'll be really exciting to get that too. I mean, I absolutely love Nalini Singh, and this series is really awesome so far, so that should be good. And then next is one that I didn't actually read any books from in January, so I really want to prioritise this month, and that is the Immortals After Dark series by Kresley, and my next book, which is Macrieve. I think that's how you say it. Honestly, like, doing these videos just makes me so conscious of how many words I don't actually know how to say. There we go. We'll get there. So this one is back with this family that have appeared quite a few times in the earlier books. I will say, people do say with Immortals After Dark that you can kind of pick and choose and just read random ones. So if you fancy giving any of them a go, that's cool. I could recommend some that have been really good so far. But I am reading through them all in order, and I'm like 2/3 the way through now, so I kind of like, the light is there. I think I can finish it. But this one should be good. And then the third series that I want to continue this month, which I definitely would call an obsession series, is the Masters and Mercenaries series. So what I did with these was I was just reading the main novels, and then I got to a certain point and decided that I wanted to read the novellas as well, so I've gone back and I've been working my way through those. I have almost got to a point where I've caught up with the novellas. So I've got 2 novellas, so I've got Just One Taste from the Masters and Mercenaries top series, and Devoted from Masters and Mercenaries Sanctum Knights, and then I think that catches me up with where I am in the main novels, and then I can't remember whether I've then got another novella as my next one, but I'm somewhere around there. But definitely, I'm absolutely obsessed with these series. I mean, you can see the books lined up behind me, including the 3 I haven't got to yet, waiting for me. And I've even got my nice little Masters and Mercenaries hoodie, which I love. And I definitely recommend, like, if you love the series, go get one there on Lexi Blake's website. So yeah. And yeah, I will definitely get to at least one of those novellas. I suspect both, because they're just always good, so it's really easy to find the time to read them. And then the final thing that I sort of have in my goals is to read authors who are going to Rare. So Rare is romance author and reader events, and they have an event in London this year in July, which I am going to. very excited. I just want to make sure that I do try a few more of the authors before I go, particularly ones who have already been on my radar. So the first one that I want to get to is a book by Abigail Owen. So I have got The Rogue King, which has been on like my Storygraph to read list for ages. So now I finally got myself a copy. I really want to get to this one. Do you know what? I know pretty much nothing about it. I'm thinking it's paranormal romance because most of the books that are on my to read list are paranormal romance. But honestly, I decided I was going to read it so long ago. I now don't remember anything, which is kind of cool. Get to going completely blind. But yeah, that's one that I want to get to. And then the other author that I want to try this month, if I have time, is McMaster. I have heard really good things about her books from a variety of people who I would normally go to for different recommendations. So I'm very excited to try one of her books. So the one I have got down to try is Heart of Fire. The reason being, I managed to pick it up for free on Kindle. I have bought far too many free Kindle books recently. Like, it's great that they're free, and it's great that I can go on a book buying binge and not spend anything, but it's got a bit out of hand. But yeah, so I'm going to give that one a try. And again, I don't really remember much about it. I think it's fantasy romance. It sounds quite good. I'll give it a try and I'll let you know. If I read it, I'll let you know in my wrap up at the end of the month how it was. But yeah, so I read like 12 books last month, which is fairly average for me. I mean, the last 2 years I've read 144 books, so that is by definition an average month. So if I read basically everything that I've had in this video, then I probably only read like one other book that's not on here. So it might happen. In theory, it might happen that I do read every book that I've shown you today. Maybe put a guess in the comments of how many of these I'm actually going to read, and then we can have a look at the end of the month and see who got closest. But let me know if you have got any reading plans for February, if it's just that you're going to wing it, or if you have a list that you're going to work through, any readathons you're doing, things like that. And I will see you next time.